Good afternoon, guys. Today we are going to cover the first chapter of class 9 science. The chapter's name is Matter in Our Surroundings. Okay, so first let me know what is matter. So matter is anything that occupies space and have mass is known as matter. So here are more points about matter. I'm going to read it out. Matter is made up of small particles known as atoms. The particles of matter have space between them. So the atoms have space between them. The particles of matter are continuously moving. So the atoms are in the matter, like the particles are always moving continuously. And the particles of matter attract each other. So the atoms, they also attract each other. Matter have three states: solid, liquid, gas. So if we define now, solid is something in which all the particles are like together and there are many particles and they can't move freely, and we also can't compress solid. In liquid, if we see, they can move a bit freely, like they also can't compress liquid, but still. But in gases also can be compressed. So let's read it out. They have fixed shape. Solid have fixed shape. They have fixed volume. Maximum force of attraction between particles. Can't compress solid, as I said. Liquid. They don't have fixed shape. They have fixed volume. Less force of attraction between particles as compared to solids. Can't compress liquids. They don't have fixed shape for gas. They don't have fixed volume. Like gas doesn't have any fixed shape or volume. Negligible force of attraction between particles. So there is not much attraction, like there is no attraction of particles in gas. And gases also can be compressed. We see solids can't be compressed, liquids can't be compressed, but gases can be compressed. And also solid, they have fixed shape, liquid don't have fixed shape, and gases also don't have fixed shape. So let's go to the next page. Okay, now next page. Solid. Kinetic energy of particles is minimum, high density, and can't flow. So solid can't flow. As I told you, it can't be compressed, so it can't be flowed. Now liquid. Kinetic energy of particles is more than solids. Like kinetic energy is more than solid. Low density as compared to solids. It has a bit low density, and it can flow actually. It's rubbed here, but it can flow. Gas. Kinetic energy of particles is minimum, lowest density, and it can flow. Fluids. We can change the state of matter. For example, first of all, I'm going to say the three states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. So we can change the state of matter. For example, so here if we see in liquid there is water. So if we do it in solid, so in solid water is going to come, it's going to come ice. And in gas, it will become steam. So if we find out, we can change the state of matter in ice for solid and steam for gas. Okay, let's head to the next page. Here is the effect of change of temperature. So, kinetic energy of particles increase due to the increase in temperature. So, kinetic energy increases when the temperature also increases. Temperature at which a solid melts to become liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point. Process of conversion of solid to liquid, as we know, at its melting point is known as melting. Melting is also known as fusion, like it is also called as fusion. The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. So here till now we learnt about melting point, melting is also known as fusion, and the latent heat of fusion. So I will just read it out again. The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. The temperature at which liquid becomes vapor at atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. So in this whole page, we learnt about melting point, melting, fusion, latent heat of fusion, and the boiling point. And also the kinetic energy of particles increase due to the increase in temperature. Let's head to the next page. Okay, here we are going to see. So boiling, as we read in last page, boiling is also known as vaporization. So the process in which a liquid becomes vapor at its boiling point is known as vaporization. So the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of liquid into vapor First we said like solid into liquid, now liquid into vapor. Liquid into vapor at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point is known as latent heat of vaporization. So don't get confused. Here we're gonna see like when it is from solid to liquid, it's gonna be latent heat of fusion, and now when it is from liquid to vapor, it's gonna be latent heat of vaporization. Water. Water has no latent heat. Steam. It contains latent heat. Which has more energy? Now I'm gonna ask a question. Which has more energy at 100 degree? First of all, steam has more energy than water at 100 degree as it contains latent heat. I did not write water here, but it's okay. In which state water exists at 100 degrees? So water can exist in liquid also and in gaseous state also. So now in this page we learnt about vaporization. Again we saw the definition of vaporization, latent heat of vaporization, and water and steam. Okay, let's head to the next page. Now, a change of state directly from solid to gas or gas to solid without changing into liquid state is called sublimation. So, like here we can see solid to gas and gas to solid, no liquid, there is no liquid state in center. So, we are going to call it sublimation. So, some sublime substances camphor and ammonium chloride. Okay, now gas cylinder contains liquid gas under high pressure. When it comes out, the pressure reduces and it becomes gas. So, the phenomenon of change of liquid into vapor at any temperature is known as evaporation. So now, as we like read on this page, sublimation, solid to gas, direct and gas to solid. Gas cylinder contains liquid gas under high pressure, and we also learned about evaporation. Now let's head to the next page.